right, Bryce, it is very good to see you. There's so many things to dive into, so let's get right into it. It's so funny because I obviously met you right before your life started moving really fast, before you were the number one overall pick. Now you're the guy. Now you're in Carolina. So with things going so quickly, like has it even hit you yet that you're fully living out your dream?
Um, yes and no. I mean, it's definitely a blessing to be where I'm at and with everything that's going on. But at the same time, it's very conditional. It's a day to day type of business. So all my focus and concern has been on trying to get better. I'm trying to do everything I can to help the team. I'm trying to embrace this process. So because of that, I don't think I've been able to kind of rest on those laurels at all. Because again, the moment you get comfortable and you rest, you're not pushing yourself, you're not getting better, you're not getting to where you want to be. Kind of yes and no, but right now, really a lot of that focus is just been on trying to progress.
Yeah. Well, what a perfect answer. But speaking of living out your dreams, you've been able to do some really cool things. We've all seen that amazing Fanatics video where a lot of, elite vet guys are talking to the rookies, giving them messages. Your player was Aaron Rodgers, somebody that I know you have grown up watching. What all did Aaron say to you in that video that we maybe didn't see?
Yeah, I don't want to get into the specifics of it because that's something that I definitely, I was really grateful for, and it meant a lot. But it was just really encouraging to be able to hear the words that he had for me, words of advice that he was able to give, words of support, and like you said, someone that I've looked up to for so long, someone I have the most respect for, to be able to hear that, that kind of being a welcoming gift to the league. Really meant a lot. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to use the words of advice that he said. I'm going to continue to use that. And again, it was a surreal experience. So I'm super grateful for it.
So, what do you respect the most about Aaron Rodgers' game?
I really think it's the command that he has on the field. You could tell in all phases of the game. He knows exactly where he wants to go to the ball from the pre-snap to post-snap operation. You could tell how much ownership he takes in it. And on top of that, of course, the accuracy that he has, the ability to move the ball down the field, to command the offense, command the huddle, drive the ball when it's necessary. The command on those 2 minute drives, those game winning drives, those, end the game and a half situations. Someone who you could tell takes a lot of pride in that. But I think really just him being a true field general, someone who you could tell is in control, that people buy into, and that's evident just from watching tape. I think those are just some of the things that I've been able to watch and admire from afar for so long, and I'm going to continue to watch and learn from.
I love that. Okay, let's talk about a few more legends before we get to you. Micah Rubin also had Tom Brady talk to you and some of the other top quarterbacks in the draft class. I know that he gave a message, but you all were also able to ask him questions. So, what did you ask Tom Brady, and what advice did he give you?
Yeah. Again, I don't want to get too exact on what he said. It was, it's stuff that I definitely, that I hold dearly and will remember. So, without being too specific, it was a lot about kind of his experiences throughout the league, his experiences as a young quarterback, and what he was focusing on and what he was working on, and things that he really prided himself on early on in his career. And really one of the things that I asked that people that we had talked about, had a discussion about, was trying to see things that he wish he knew. When he was in our position, young rookie quarterback coming into the league, and he was super insightful. It was great for him to be able to give that time, and it was a super humbling experience to be able to talk to him and have those discussions. And he gave some great answers. A lot of advice that again I'm always gonna remember, and hold dear to how I carry myself, and how I work in this profession. But it was a lot of insightful things that he said, and those were just kind of a few of the things that we all wonder that he spoke on. But there's a lot more gems in there as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I hear it was a very fruitful lunch. I'm very happy that you got to be a part of it. Let's talk about you some, though. I'm sure it has been incredibly tiresome for people to consistently bring up your size. So, when people bring up your size, what do you want them to talk about?
To be honest with you, I'm cool with whatever opinion comes with it. Honestly, I think that's the beauty of sports. we all get to come together and talk and have opinions. And whether it's negative or positive, I'm kind of good with it. I know myself. There's only one way I know how to play this game, and it's at this size relative to the people around me. So yeah, of course, it's something that, especially throughout the pre-draft process, was talked about a bunch, and I heard all the time. But again, it comes with the territory. I get it. I'm not the traditional size of most quarterbacks in the league. I'm well aware of that. But again, I focus on what I can control. I know myself. I focus on, now on getting better day in and day out and doing everything I can to help the Panthers. So, honestly, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, whatever people want to talk about size wise, I'm good with it. I feel like everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And, for me, I'm just focused on what I can control.
For sure. That is the attitude that you have to have. A word that comes up a lot, though, when people are talking about you is your poise. Where did you learn poise from?
I think it came from a lot of different facets of life, not just sports. I'm grateful to have the parents that I do, to have the support system that I do, and my parents, and that's something that they've always instilled in me. And really, where it comes from is my faith. I believe that everything's written. I believe that I'm gonna do everything I can to try to put myself in the position of what I think is best, and try to do everything I can to help the team. But at the end of the day, I feel like God's author to my life. He's gonna put me in the positions that he wants me to be, and whether that's something that I understand in the moment, or, I don't get till later and never get. I still trust in him and what's going to happen. And because of that, I do everything I can to trust in my preparation, trust in the work I put in, and, put my best foot forward. And then ultimately, I think when you do that, God's going to be the one who controls the outcome.
Okay. Well, talking about all these legends, all these GOATs made me want to play a game. Okay. We are going to build the perfect QB using different characteristics that you can put together. So what characteristic would you like to take from Bryce Young, and then you can build it out from there? They can be past quarterbacks or current. It doesn't matter.
It's crazy. This was actually a combine question for me. I got this.
Ooh.
Got this in the combine, so it was. I didn't have as big of like a pool of people to choose from though. So I'm gonna keep it original.
Okay.
From myself, um, I'd like to say my consistency in my approach. That's something I pride myself in. So I think I guess I have to take that, since again, it's something I pride myself in, and not just football and on the field stuff and off the field stuff. Just trying to be consistent.
Okay.
That's something that I believe in a lot. So consistency. I guess if we're starting with me, I'll go with myself on that. What's the next category?
You can pick whatever. You could do arm strength. You could do, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Speed, whatever.
Ooh, speed. Like I'll go overall, like agility, speed. I guess I go Lamar for sure.
Okay.
But Vic's in there too. This is a tough. This is not.
It is tough. That's why it's a game.
Gosh, I don't know if I could choose between Vic and Lamar. I have too much respect. So
We'll let you put
um,
both for speed and
take
agility.
that. Thank you
Okay.
for that. Thank you for that option.
What about pocket presence?
Pocket presence. I go. I'll go Brady for pocket presence. Honestly, whatever it was a lot of categories that Brady could have went in. So,
Yeah.
but that's the first opportunity, so I'll take it. I'll go. I'll go for, as far as just um, you know, I'll go Aaron Rodgers for his ability to make throws in different platforms. That's something that I've definitely learned a lot from. He's been able to do so much different things with his lower body and be in different places, and be in different timings, but still be able to be consistent in his throwing motion, still be able to deliver the ball accurately, and get through his progression. It's something that I model a lot. Pat Mahomes' creativity.
Ooh, good one.
I think just his creativity, he's changed the sport. He's been able to, just change how things are packaged, how things look, what's acceptable to do as a quarterback. He's been able to be efficient in ways that were very non-traditional before. So I'll go with that. Am I missing anything?
No, I think you got all of them, but I'm going to add my own category. Who would you want for just like their swag? You like what they represent as a QB. Who's your swag pick?
It's a tough one. I'll go between Jay Hurts and Joe Burrow, between
Oh,
those two.
I like
You
that.
can tell guys that are in command play with a swag to them that's, I think, I wouldn't say understated, but they don't have to do to, like, you can just tell. You can watch them play. You see the command. It's not some active facade. They're not doing to. It's just you could tell it's who they are. So I'll go with them.
I love it. Yeah, they're just cool. Okay, I'm into it. Two more questions for you. Obviously, so much hype surrounding you and what you're going to do next year. A lot of expectations are on you, but people expecting things from you means that they see the talent that you have. So, of all the expectations that you feel are on you, which one means the most?
For me, I think the only expectations that I'm focused on are the ones that we set as a team and that I have for myself. And the ones I have for myself are aligned with the team expectations and team goals. Like you said, it comes with the territory of people having expectations and opinions and wanting things to look a certain way. And again, I feel like everyone's entitled to that. But for me, I really put my energy in what we establish as an expectation as a team. And that comes from within the locker room, within the quarterback room, within the meeting room, and just here within the building. We have expectations for ourselves, and that's what we hold ourselves to every day. That's what I try to pattern myself after every day at whenever I come into the facility, making sure I hold myself to those expectations and those standards. So, I think for me, those are the ones that are most important.
Okay, amazing. And through this kind of whirlwind of things that have been happening, you've been able to be in rooms with a lot of accomplished people, a lot of really cool people. Is there any conversation that you've had, maybe at Michael Rubin's, that has really stuck out to you?
It's definitely the conversation with Brady. I think with us to be able to have the time that we had, and also with obviously like you said with Michael Rubin being there, Travis Scott being there was a lot of wisdom within the room, and it was a dedicated time for us to sit down and ask questions and have dialogue, be able to talk about things. And I'm grateful for the times that I've been able to pick people's brains on the fly and get a question here or there without trying to make it like an interview or something. But for there being a real time where that was what was dedicated, what we were supposed to be talking about, there be intent behind it. And, it helped us, on the receiving end and them to be able to have a message for us and to, there not just be me trying to get something and decipher it, but them actually trying to help us and give us wisdom in the different facets of life that they all have so much success in. That definitely was what stand out the most.
Amazing. Okay, well, as an interviewer, I just have to ask this because now I'm curious. You talked about somebody asked you at the combine the question I asked you. What was your favorite NFL combine question?
That was it. I gotta find a second one though. That one was like it was of all the quarterbacks in the draft, what make like a Frankenstein quarterback of like
Oh, I like that.
it was like specific like, and they went. It was like they went by like body part, like they went from the ground up, like legs, like mobility, like arm, like all this stuff, like different, like so that was the one that stood out the most. I'd say second to that. What else was a good one? There was some stuff about like I want to say it's like a middle school question that it wasn't like a crazy question, but it was just more like, wow, we're talking about like eighth grade, like wow, like that was it was
What
like
happened to me when I was 10 years old?
yeah, yeah, I was like wow, like I don't know how you even found that out, but it was like football. It was football related about like team I was on in eighth grade, and I was like
Yeah.
wow, like I guess you guys did your research. Like here's the answer, but I appreciate you guys for spending the time.
Well, that eighth grade team, were y'all good?
We were good. We were pretty good.
They said I need to know if you saw this early. No, I appreciate your time. I cannot wait to watch you this season. Of course, rooting for you. Can't wait to see all the things that you do. And I'm happy that up to this point, everything has gone exactly how you have planned. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time as well.